Welcome back to our sanctuary of transformation, where ancient wisdom meets modern awakening. I'm here to share something that will fundamentally shift how you view your power to create reality. Today, we're diving deep into the sacred art of divine declaration, the forgotten language that commands the universe itself. What you're about to discover isn't just another motivational message. This is the spiritual technology that Florence Scovel Shinn revealed nearly a century ago, now awakened for our modern age. We're going to explore how a single, perfectly aligned word can collapse time, dissolve obstacles, and manifest what seems impossible in mere hours. If this resonates with your soul, subscribe and ring that bell, because you're about to join a community of conscious creators who understand that we don't wait for miracles, we speak them into existence. And when you finish watching, please share this with someone who needs to remember their divine authority. They'll thank you for awakening what was always within them. Now let's begin this journey into the most powerful force in the universe, your word, aligned with divine law. You have been living beneath your spiritual inheritance. You have been accepting limitations that were never yours to carry. You have been waiting for permission that was granted before you were born. And today, this ends. Not through struggle, not through years of healing, but through the rediscovery of the most potent force in creation, your word, spoken with divine authority. The mystics knew this secret. The ancient teachers whispered it in sacred halls. Florence Scovel Shinn decoded it for the modern world, and now I place it directly into your hands. Reality bends to the voice of one who speaks as though they already possess what they seek. Not hope, not wishful thinking, not positive affirmations repeated without power, but command, the holy art of speaking from the end, from the place of completion, from the throne of your own divine nature. Listen carefully. Your life is not happening to you. Your life is happening through you. Every circumstance, every delay, every seeming obstacle exists because your subconscious mind has been programmed by words, but not your words, the words of fear, limitation, and lack that you inherited from a world that forgot its divine connection. The words that tell you change takes time, that good things come to those who wait, that you must earn what is already yours by birthright. But I tell you now, with sacred urgency, that every spiritual law in the universe is waiting for your activation. Every blessing prepared in the invisible realm is suspended, waiting for your command. Every miracle assigned to your name hovers in the quantum field, waiting for the vibration of your voice to call it forth. The universe does not recognize your struggle. It recognizes your word. Heaven does not respond to your tears. It responds to your declarations. The invisible realm does not move when you beg. It moves when you speak as one who knows their divine identity and claims what was prepared before the foundation of time. Florence Scovel Shinn understood this when she wrote, "Your word is your wand filled with magic." But this is not mere metaphor. This is spiritual physics. Your word, when aligned with divine truth, becomes a creative force that reorganizes matter, redirects energy, and manifests form from the formless. When you speak from the consciousness of already having received, the universe has no choice but to match your vibration with corresponding reality. You see, most people pray from lack. They affirm from emptiness. They declare from the very condition they wish to change. But the masters, the ones who walked on water, who multiplied loaves and fishes, who raised the dead, they spoke from the place of completion. They commanded from the throne of absolute knowing. They declared not what they hoped would happen, but what was already accomplished in the realm of spirit. This is why Jesus said, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Not believe you will receive it, believe you have received it. Past tense, completed action, finished work. The prayer of faith is always spoken from the place of already having, never from the place of needing. Your demonstration is not distant, it is present. Your good is not coming, it is here, hovering in the invisible, waiting for your recognition, your acceptance, your bold declaration that calls it into visible form. The moment you shift from asking to claiming, from hoping to knowing, from waiting to receiving, the entire spiritual atmosphere around you shifts to match your new vibration. But here is what most miss, what keeps them trapped in cycles of endless seeking without finding, asking without receiving, knocking without doors opening. They speak the right words, but think the wrong thoughts. They declare abundance while feeling lack. They affirm healing while focusing on symptoms. They command breakthrough while living in the energy of delay. The word without the corresponding feeling is powerless. The declaration without emotional alignment is empty. The command spoken from doubt cancels itself before it reaches the throne of grace. This is why Shinn emphasized not just what you say, but how you feel when you say it. Not just the words you speak, but the consciousness from which you speak them. True spiritual command comes from a place so deep, so settled, so unshakable in its knowing that even the appearance of delay cannot disturb it. It speaks once and expects movement. It declares once and watches for manifestation. It commands once and then rests in the absolute certainty that spiritual law never fails. The realm of spirit operates by different laws than the realm of matter. In matter, things appear to take time, to require process, to demand effort and struggle. But in spirit, the realm of pure consciousness where all creation begins, there is no time, no process, no struggle. There is only the eternal now, the place where all things exist simultaneously, waiting to be selected by your word and brought into experience. This is the secret that changes everything. You are not creating your good. You are selecting it. You are not building your future. You are choosing it from infinite possibilities that already exist. You are not waiting for God to decide if you're worthy. You are remembering that worthiness was established before you took your first breath. Every desire that has ever stirred in your heart was planted there by divine intelligence. Every vision that has ever captured your imagination was shown to you because it already exists in the invisible realm, waiting for your claim, your word, your conscious selection. The universe never gives you desires for things that don't exist. It only awakens you to what is already prepared, already finished, already assigned to your name in the book of life. But selection requires decision. Choice demands commitment. And commitment expresses itself through the unwavering word that refuses to be contradicted by appearance, circumstances, or the opinions of those who have forgotten their own power to command reality. When Florence Scovel Shinn worked with her students, she noticed that those who experienced instant demonstrations had one thing in common. They spoke their word and then lived from that word, thought from that word, acted from that word. They didn't speak healing and then discuss their symptoms. They didn't declare abundance and then worry about bills. They didn't command breakthrough and then complain about delay. They spoke once with such spiritual authority that their entire being aligned with their declaration. Their thoughts supported their word. Their emotions amplified their word. Their actions confirmed their word. Their very presence radiated the energy of their word. They became the living embodiment of what they had spoken. This is what it means to pray without ceasing, not to repeat the same request endlessly, but to live in constant alignment with what you have already declared, to walk in the consciousness of your answered prayer, to breathe in the atmosphere of your completed demonstration, to exist in the vibration of your fulfilled desire. The universe is not testing your faith. It is responding to your frequency. It is not questioning your worthiness. It is matching your vibration. Every moment of every day, you are broadcasting a signal through your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your expectations. And the universe, being pure intelligence, must deliver experiences that match the predominant frequency you're transmitting. Most people transmit the frequency of lack while speaking words of abundance. They broadcast the signal of delay while declaring immediate breakthrough. They emit the vibration of fear while affirming perfect love, and then they wonder why their demonstrations are slow, inconsistent, or incomplete. But when your word and your vibration become one unified force, when your declaration and your consciousness merge into a single stream of creative power, when what you speak and what you feel align perfectly with divine truth, that is when miracles become natural, when impossibilities become inevitable, when the supernatural becomes simply normal. The ancient Hermetic principle states, "As above, so below, as within, so without." What exists in consciousness must express in experience. What is established in spirit must manifest in matter. What is declared with absolute faith must appear in visible form. This is not mysticism. This is the fundamental law of creation. Your word is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the potential and the actual, between the spiritual and the material. When you speak from the place of divine knowing, you are literally calling forth what already exists in the realm of pure possibility. You are giving form to the formless, visibility to the invisible, substance to the intangible. But this power comes with responsibility. You cannot speak carelessly and expect precise results. You cannot declare half-heartedly and expect full manifestation. You cannot command conditionally and expect unconditional demonstration. The universe responds to clarity, conviction, and consistency, the triple foundation of all successful spiritual work. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when they must choose between the comfort of familiar limitation and the responsibility of conscious creation. When they must decide whether to remain a victim of circumstances or become a victor through spiritual law. When they must determine if they will continue to live by the rules of the physical world or begin to operate by the principles of the spiritual realm. That moment is now, not tomorrow, not when you feel more ready, not when conditions improve, not when you have more faith. Now. Because the only time the universe recognizes is the eternal present. The only moment spiritual law can act is this moment. The only instant your word can command is the instant you speak it with divine authority. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that demonstration follows realization, not the other way around. You don't see it and then believe it. You believe it, truly, completely, unshakably, and then you see it. You don't experience the change and then know you have power. You know you have power and then experience the change that power creates. This knowing is not mental, it is spiritual. It is not intellectual, it is intuitive. It comes not from study, but from recognition, not from learning, but from remembering, not from trying to have faith, but from discovering the faith you've always had beneath the layers of doubt that were never truly yours. Your doubt is not original. It is inherited. Your fear is not innate. It is learned. Your sense of limitation is not divine. It is cultural. None of these false beliefs can survive in the presence of truth spoken with conviction. None of these illusions can maintain their grip when confronted by the word of one who knows their spiritual identity. When you speak as the divine being you are, declaring from the consciousness of your true nature, something shifts in the quantum field. The particles of possibility begin to reorganize. The waves of potential collapse into specific forms. The universe, recognizing the voice of its own consciousness speaking through you, begins the process of materialization. This is not magic. This is mechanics, spiritual mechanics. The same force that spoke worlds into existence operates through your aligned word. The same intelligence that orchestrates galaxies responds to your spiritual command. The same power that transforms caterpillars into butterflies activates when you declare your metamorphosis complete. But you must speak as one who has authority, not as one who hopes to receive it. You must declare as one who owns the power, not as one who wishes they had it. You must command as one who sits on the throne of their own consciousness, not as one who begs at the feet of external circumstances. The difference between petition and command is the difference between powerlessness and power, between delay and demonstration, between hoping and having. When you petition, you acknowledge lack. When you command, you claim abundance. When you ask from emptiness, you affirm emptiness. When you declare from fullness, you attract fullness. Scripture tells us that God calleth those things which be not as though they were. This is the divine method of creation, speaking the end from the beginning, declaring the invisible as visible, calling forth what exists in potential as though it already exists in form. And because you are made in the image and likeness of this creative consciousness, this same method is your spiritual birthright. You have been taught to see in order to believe. God teaches you to believe in order to see. You have been conditioned to feel in order to know. Spirit instructs you to know in order to feel. You have been programmed to experience in order to trust. Divine law reveals that you must trust in order to experience. This is the great reversal, the fundamental shift that transforms victims into victors, the powerless into the powerful, the hopeless into the hopeful. When you learn to speak from the end rather than from the beginning, from the solution rather than from the problem, from the completion rather than from the complication, you align yourself with the creative force of the universe itself. Every word you speak is either creating or destroying, building or tearing down, blessing or cursing, opening doors or closing them. There is no neutral word, no powerless statement, no meaningless declaration. Everything you say carries creative force because you are consciousness itself, expressing through the vehicle of human experience. The time of spiritual childhood is over. The season of unconscious creation is complete. The era of accidental manifestation has ended. You are now being called into conscious partnership with the divine, deliberate cooperation with universal law, intentional alignment with infinite intelligence. This is not a promotion you earn. It is a recognition you accept. This is not a level you achieve. It is a truth you acknowledge. This is not a power you develop. It is a reality you remember. You have always been the consciousness through which divine intelligence expresses itself in individual form. You have always been the point through which infinite possibility focuses into specific experience. The only question now is whether you will continue to use this power unconsciously, creating by default, manifesting accidentally, or whether you will step into deliberate creation, conscious manifestation, intentional demonstration of spiritual law, working through your aligned word. Florence Scovel Shinn discovered that students who treated their word as law experienced law-like results. Those who spoke with divine authority witnessed divine demonstrations. Those who declared from the consciousness of spiritual royalty received royal treatment from the universe itself. Your word is not just sound waves moving through air. It is consciousness taking form, intelligence expressing itself, divine law incarnating through human experience. When you understand this, truly, deeply, completely, everything changes. Your casual comments become creative commands. Your habitual statements become manifesting mantras. Your everyday conversations become consciousness-shaping ceremonies. You cannot afford to speak carelessly when you understand that every word carries the power to create worlds. You cannot indulge in limiting language when you realize that your words are literally programming your future experience. You cannot participate in conversations of lack, limitation, and delay when you know that your agreement with these concepts activates them in your personal reality. This is why the wise speak little but command much, why the awakened choose their words like they're selecting jewels, why those who understand spiritual law guard their mouth like they're protecting a sacred temple. Because they are. Your mouth is the temple through which divine consciousness speaks itself into your world. The universe is waiting for your word. Creation is listening for your command. Divine intelligence is ready to respond to your declaration. But it will not override your silence. It will not impose order where your word has not invited it. It will not demonstrate what you have not declared. Your demonstration is always a perfect match for your dominant declaration. Your experience is always an exact reflection of your most frequent spiritual statement. Your reality is always a precise mirror of the word you speak with the most conviction, the most consistency, the most conscious authority. Today you choose. Today you decide. Today you speak the word that sets everything in motion, that calls forth what has been prepared, that activates the law that never fails. Today you remember that you are not here to hope. You are here to command. You are not here to wait. You are here to declare. You are not here to suffer. You are here to speak the word that transforms everything. The universe is listening. Divine law is ready. Your breakthrough is hovering in the invisible, waiting for the sound of your spiritually authorized voice. Now speak. Speak with power. Speak with authority. Speak with the absolute knowing that what you declare in faith must appear in form. Your word is your creative power. Your declaration is your divine authority. Your command is your spiritual inheritance. Use it wisely. Use it boldly. Use it now. Because everything you've ever desired, everything you've ever envisioned, everything that has ever stirred your soul is waiting for one thing: your word, spoken with divine conviction, released with perfect faith, declared with unshakable knowing. The time is now. The power is yours. The word is waiting. Speak and watch the universe rearrange itself to match your declaration. This is not just possibility. This is your spiritual destiny, your divine right, your sacred inheritance. And it all begins with the word you speak right now. Before you go, I want you to do something powerful. In the comments below, declare your intention. Write the words that will become your new reality. Let your declaration echo in this sacred digital space where consciousness meets consciousness. Your written word carries the same creative force as your spoken word, so make it count. Tell us what you're calling forth, what you're stepping into, what you're commanding into existence. Let this comment section become a temple of declarations, a sanctuary of spoken truth. If this message stirred something deep within your soul, if you felt the ancient remembrance awakening, please hit that like button. Your like isn't just engagement, it's your agreement with divine truth, your vote for conscious creation, your signal to the universe that you're ready to step into your spiritual authority. And here's something beautiful. When you subscribe to this channel, you're not just following content, you're joining a community of awakened souls who understand that we don't wait for miracles, we speak them into existence. You're aligning yourself with others who know that words are worlds, that declarations are demonstrations, that our voice is our power. But perhaps most importantly, share this message with someone who needs to remember. You know who they are. That friend who's been struggling, that family member who's forgotten their power, that colleague who's living beneath their spiritual inheritance. When you share this divine technology, you become a minister of remembrance, a prophet of possibility, an agent of awakening. The universe orchestrated every moment that brought you to this message. Now it's asking you to be part of the orchestration for someone else. Share it with love, share it with intention. Share it knowing that you might be the catalyst for someone's complete transformation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering who you are. The universe is richer because you're in it, and your word, your beautiful, powerful, creative word, is exactly what this world needs right now. Until we meet again, keep speaking, keep declaring, keep commanding reality with the divine authority that flows through you. The universe is listening, and your breakthrough is just one word away.